What's up, guys? Pastor Abram here, and I had some people ask me, what are we supposed to do with cards that we may have duplicates of? And that is a great question. If you are collecting cards and you have duplicates, let's flip to Silver and Gold, the expansion pack, the new expansion that just came out this year. And these are some of the duplicates I already have. If you are collecting, duplicates are a great thing to have. You might think you're bummed out when you get a duplicate, but in reality, when you get duplicates, you're actually then able to trade for cards you may have, because it's really hard unless you have just a lot of extra money lying around, or you spend a lot of your birthday cash or your Christmas monies on BGMC cards. It might be hard to pull a lot of packs. I have a job and big boy money, so I get to spend money more than my wife enjoys, but that's beyond the point. But when you have extra cards, so let's see all of these bunch of cards I just pulled. When you have extras that you don't keep for your personal collection, the very first one that you pull of each card, then you put them in a separate section of maybe your binder, or you have a card holder. You get a separate section and you put those cards there that way, and try to keep them as nice as you can. You're going to want to keep these cards in really good condition. Don't bend them and fold them and put them in your pockets. Don't shove them down in your pockets, because it's going to make them not as nice and pristine. And then people might not want to trade you. If a card, hold on, let me see. If a card looks like this, this is a card that I've allowed my boys to play with because it got messed up. But see that? Nobody's going to want, if you pulled this out and tried to trade a kid, nobody's going to want this card because it's all destroyed, right? This is a good example of what not to do with your BGMC cards. You might stuff it in your pocket and bend it like that, and now all of a sudden, your nice BGMC card that should look like this, all of a sudden looks like this, and then nobody's going to want to trade for it. But if you have extra duplicates, this is a great thing to keep, because then you can trade for cards that look the same rarity. Okay, so especially after Rise of Revival, guys, it's really easy to see what you should trade it for. You want to trade whatever this icon is, you want to trade a card the same exact icon. So these two cards, Giving Your Birthday Money and the saddlebags, are the same color icon. So this would be a reasonable trade. They're the same rarity. Now, let's say you had a common card, which is just plain white, like this card here. This is a common card. It's plain white. You'll see that there are lots of these cards out there. You would not want to trade this for, let's say, one of these Change Agent Carissas, because a Change Agent Carissa is actually an ultra rare card. It's not plain white, it's an outline black and white card. That means it's an ultra rare card. That is a more valuable or more rare card. It's a lot harder to find one of these or to pull one of these than it is this. So when you have these extra cards, what you're going to want to do, put them in a separate section of your binder, put them in a separate card holder, and then you take them and you're going to want to keep them so you can track where they're at. Saddlebags is 50, so that goes right here. This is 49, so I know 50 goes right here, okay? And keep it in there, and then look, all these cards I know are available to trade. So if somebody came and asked me, hey, do you have an extra Grandpa Buddy Barrel Silver shield? I can say, for sure I do. I pull it out, see what kind of card could I trade for the Silver Shield Grandpa Buddy? You guys drop it in the comments. What kind of card should I trade for the Grandpa Buddy Silver Shield Edition? It would be an uncommon. I'm pretty sure that's what they call these. It's either uncommon. I don't think that's the orange is rare. I think yellow is rare. But these are, I think, called uncommon, the orange ones. So I would be able to trade it for a card like this. Now, I personally wouldn't, because these are still more rare, because they're holographic, right? Because they're shiny, they're still more rare than these. Sometimes that's not necessarily true, but I would recommend to trade shinies for shinies. This is an acceptable trade, but more than likely you're going to want to trade something that's more similar to it than just that. But would you be able to trade any of these? Oh, sorry, I hit the camera. My apologies. Look, all of these are the orange uncommons. So you could trade any of these and it would be a really reasonable fair trade. Maybe you're trying to collect as many Smush the Pugs as you can. Maybe you just really love Smush the Pug. Then it would be a great idea to just collect all of the Smush the Pugs. If that's what you're wanting to do, you could trade any of these. Maybe you just want all the dogs and you wanted to get rid of your Grandpa Buddy and your Hope Hollows and you just wanted to focus on the 2 dogs. Like these would be acceptable trades because they're the same color, they're the same material, and they're from the same set. You want to trade within the same set if at all possible. Now, if you're trading with me, I have a lot of cards across a lot of different sets here at Commission Kids, and I know that you guys are trying to find different things. I don't necessarily always trade with you in the same set. I try to, but I know that sometimes you guys don't have all the cards accessible to trade, so sometimes I take a loss. Don't ever take a loss unless you're really comfortable with it, and especially don't take a loss if there's not an adult around to help you out. Here at Commission Church, I try to help trades. I try to make sure everything goes smoothly and nobody gets... here's the thing, guys. My brother got conned at General Council. We don't want that. This is the game of generosity. I had my brother lose an ultra rare card or a mystery card for some common card or some uncommon card. And don't take advantage of people willingly. Like, you're not going to trade this for a holographic card. That's just silly. This is a common versatile, and it's not shiny, it's not holographic. You're not going to trade it for the Agent Carissa, the ultra rare Agent Carissa, or the uncommon Grandpa Buddy. That's a holo. It's just, you got to be smart when you're doing trades. So I like to make sure that when we're trading at church, adults are around to help them. But when you have these versatile, to wrap up this video, or when you have these duplicate cards, save your duplicate cards. Don't just trash them or keep them somewhere separate and never bring them. Bring your duplicate cards to church. Bring them every Sunday to Commission Kids. You might be able to trade something for a card that you don't have. And that's how you build your collection. You just don't pull packs. You got to trade. You got to find people that have cards that you don't have and try to make a deal. Make a deal that is good for everybody. Don't scam people. Don't try to rip them off by trading them for stuff they don't know. And if they don't know, try to teach them. If they don't know what they have, when I'm telling you, when I first got into BGMC trading, at kids camp, I pulled this card, didn't know what it was. I assumed it was kind of rare just because it was holographic and it looked really cool. But I showed it to a kid and they lost their mind. They had it. They had this card because they'd been collecting since the very beginning, way before I was. And they had this card, but they were like, don't ever get rid of that card. You can't hardly come by them anymore. And they told me what it was. They told me that it was a Generation 0 mystery card that you can't get anymore. And they helped me understand. So be that for other people. If they don't know what they have, if they don't know what they're doing, teach them, help them understand what's going on, and do it because that's what the Lord would have you do. And honestly, guys, I love BGMC Trading Cards. It's a great hobby to be in. It's teaching it. It teaches us how to be generous. It teaches us about missions. I love it. So, guys, if you have these duplicates, make sure you put them in your binder and bring them to church so we can trade. I love to trade with you. Come up and trade with me. As long as I'm able to trade with you, I always like to trade. So, until next time, guys.